Oh hey, what up tubers? Yes, it's your old pal Jackhammer Mike with another lame video. Actually, this one's not so lame. This one's actually pretty comical since I almost cut off all my fucking fingers. Retarded. Okay, well, it's been a little while since I posted, sorry. Not that all 7 of you guys are missing me, but I've been down with a freaking bad hip. I think Contingency Plan and I have the same thing. I think he went to the VA the other day and got diagnosed with sciatica. I got the same thing going on. My hip has just been bugging big time. Last weekend it was really bad. What are you alerting on, Max? Hey, psst, hey. Oh, you see a cat. Dude, you wouldn't know what to do with it if you caught it, and you wouldn't be able to catch it because you're too damn slow, and it's all the way across the street. You stay up here. Hey, psst, stay here. Pirate Hunter, come here. Come here. Say hi to the tubers. Hey, what up, tubers? What up, tubers? I want that cat. I want that cat. No. I know what you want. He's over there taunting you too. He's just sitting there laughing at you, dude. I'm like, I don't care how big you are. You'll never catch me. You'll never catch me. Speedy. Yeah. Anyway. Been down with a hip. Spent last weekend in bed just keeping my weight off. Been downing bottles of fucking Tylenol and shit, so you know, it's there. It's not like it's worse or better. It's there. It fucking hurts. But you know, what are you gonna do? So, Max is just totally all over it. Maxwell, get up here. If you don't stay up here, I'm gonna put you in the house. He'll go bolt across the street, and we have a very low traffic rate here, but he'll go bolting across the street just when somebody's coming down the street, so can't have it. Can't have him in the street. He knows better. Don't you, pirate dog. Okay, so anyway, been down, sorry. Getting back to cash and prepping for it. Last week I spent kind of some of the weekend bagging rice. 2 cups, 1 pound. This bag happened to leak. This one leaked, so I got to redo these. And this was from my old vacuum seal. The old Ziploc gave out. She's not going to cut it anymore. And then the beans also leaked. This was just a test bag, so these are no big deal. I'm going to reseal these. But I've got like 25 pounds of rice in here. 1 pound bags, hard as a rock. They don't move. These are totally sealed. These are going in the cash bucket. Food. I suspect that each one of these, a cup of uncooked rice will yield 2 cups of cooked rice. So this is 2 meals, 2 days worth of food. If you could supplement it with some other stuff, you know. If not, when you're eating a cup of rice a day, it's your rations. So this is 2 days worth of food. So I can actually put 5 of these in a bucket along with some other stuff, fruit and meat and soup and stuff like that, and have 10 days worth of food right here. I want to have every one of these buckets, these 5-gallon buckets, I want to have worth of 5 days or 10 days worth of food in each bucket. So that's kind of what I did last time we were together. I might have done it last weekend for a little bit before I went and laid down. I don't remember. It's just been a while since I've done a video. Sorry about that. What I got going on here is I've got the rolled bags and cutting them to custom fit a pound of rice. I've already pre-fitted them and all. Just have to heat seal them and load them up. And so I've got a template laid out right here on the table where the cutter sits here, and then the bag goes to this point and then just slides, so I can just mechanically do this. So eye candy for today. Got some interesting shit to show you, and I'm gonna have to move the camera. I was gonna put my gloves on to do this, because you handle this stuff, and you're handling this heavy duty stuff, you want to have gloves on. And I had one cocked open and everything, and TCP had come out, and we were trying to, I don't know, look at our background, see what, make it more appealing. And I put my hand on this son of a bitch, and it closed. I got a line across my knuckles here. Again, I'll show you in that close-up I got. Not bad. I mean, the thing, it's not like it's gonna break bone. As tough as it is to cock, it's not gonna break your bones. I mean, if you got one finger caught in there, it would hurt like a bitch. But I got my whole hand caught in there, and it was stuck. And I'm like, and at first I was kind of shocked, because I didn't exactly know what had happened, other than I know the trap closed on my hand, and I'm like, okay, I'm not spurting blood yet. Where are my fingers at? Where I was looking around the table thinking my fingers are laying on the table somewhere. But no, it's not bad. No big deal. Eye candy. So what we got is, these are 6-inch. These are number 3 spring traps, leg hold traps. Okay, these are number 3 from Bridger. These are a little bit more robust. Now TCP has a number 4. What is this? 1.5. It's about a 3-inch, 4-inch jaw. These are 6. This is a little smaller trap. Okay, this is for smaller game. You could probably catch a rabbit in that. It might be a little bit more for like maybe raccoons, possibly. I don't know. I'm not a professional trapper, so I wouldn't know. Maxwell, where are you? Come here. Hey. Get up here. So, what I bought was, I've got 6 of these traps, and we're going to put them in a bucket, and we'll have 6 leg hold traps available to us, and it's going to go out in a cache area, okay? I have a problem with these things. Just ethically, I have an issue with them. They are kind of cruel. They don't instantly kill. So, animal gets in there, and he's going to thrash around until he gets exhausted, and he's going to be stuck in this thing. So, yeah, I'd rather shoot and try to drop them like that if I can. The thing about these things are that I don't have a trapping license. I can't use these on an everyday basis. Maxwell, come up here. Come on, get up here. Hey, come here. Come up here. I'm tired of you. Come on. And you're a pest. Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. Go lay down. I don't have a trapping license. You can get one. You can trap if you want to. I wouldn't do it as a hobby or anything else like that. I mean, rodent control or something like that, some of the guys that I've seen on YouTube do. There's maybe a purpose for it. Coyotes, yeah, there's a purpose for it. The beautiful thing about these things is they work 24/7. They don't get tired. They don't wear out. Eventually, over time, will you break these springs? This is the coil spring trap. Will you break them? maybe. Not likely. They're going to last for a long time. And hopefully by the time this gets worn out, shit hits the fan is going to be over and we're going to be back to business. But again, they don't wear out. I bought the bigger ones because I didn't think this was going to hold a javelina. These will hold coyotes, bobcats, whatever we could catch in them. And again, they're 24/7. So this is the first of a series of traps. We'll have try to have 6 in each cache spot. The ideal number, there is no real ideal number. I'd like to have a dozen or maybe 2 dozen of these things laying around out there so that, you know, at least something is going to hit. Same with the snares. I'll get to the snare here in a minute. But the more traps you have, obviously, the more chances you have of catching something. And a javelina would feed us for quite a few days. So a javelina would be a good score. We were just talking about would we eat a coyote, and it wouldn't be my first choice. I don't think it would be TCP's. Well, he said it wasn't his first choice. And what are you going to eat on a coyote? Maybe the hindquarters. Maybe. There's not a whole lot of meat on a coyote, but there's a little bit. And, you know, if you're out in the sticks and you're starving, you're going to eat whatever you can get your hands on. He made a good point. He made a very excellent point about predator control, though. Coyotes are out eating the same things that we're trying to eat and catch. So eliminating the competition would be in our best interest. So if we were to get a coyote in the trap, if we weren't starving, we'd dispatch it and leave it for the buzzards, you know, and the other scavengers out there, because it's just, you know, they're going after the same stuff we are. The rabbits. What else? The coyotes are going to be going after. There's a lot of cattle out there, so they'd be going after the cattle, you know, the calves, things like that. Yeah, so coyotes, yeah, definitely dispatch them, get rid of them. Which brings me to, you know, food, or the coyotes are competing. And what I have here is a dozen snares. Okay. And the snare traps, yeah, you know, I'm seeing a lot of stuff from guys, professionals that use these, that, you know, and maybe I'll get feedback on my, you know, the comments below about, oh yeah, dude, I can just make that out of paracord, or I can just make that out of piano wire, or I can just blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. Maybe. If you can, I'd like to see it. But a professional made snare is going to give you your best chance of catching game. And this is basically set up for rabbit, some squirrels, things like that, which there aren't really any squirrels out there. I think there's some ground squirrels, but mostly rabbit. And you know, this is just a small piece of aircraft wire. Okay, this is aircraft cable. So not piano wire, not some homemade paracord noose that in a pinch you're going to do this. You know, you see all the Survivor shows and everyone's out there making a paracord, you know, taking off their bootlace, and they're going to try to snare a rabbit or whatever. I don't think I've seen one yet that actually had somebody catch one. So I think what was it, the Dual Survivor, when Cody and Dave Canterbury were together. I think Dave Canterbury caught a skunk in some sort of a frickin' trap. That would be my luck. I'd be catching a skunk in one of these. Once you catch a skunk, forget about it, you know. This is a little bit more humane. Yeah, you know, choking out and strangling an animal is not the best in the world. But again, this works 24/7. Very reasonable. I'll show you a screenshot from Amazon. And I was surprised that Amazon sells this stuff, since they're so anti-gun and everything, but they got traps and everything that they sell. So Amazon's ethics only go so far. Bezos. Anyway, these are professionally made. They have locks on them, the snare locks, So when this thing closes, it will not open back up. Okay, you have to physically move this to get it to open back up. It's got a way to secure it so that the loop is basically perfect, and then this gets anchored. You need a longer anchor. Okay, this is just the snare. This needs an anchor, so you got a 5-foot piece of paracord that you can use, because you're only catching a rabbit with this one. This needs 5 feet of chain, because the javelina is about 50, 60, maybe 70 pounds of fury and pissed offness. So yeah, if you don't strap this down, that thing's gonna just run off with your trap. These, I think this was 19 bucks or something like that for 12 of them. Dirt cheap, real dirt cheap. And the more I study this and read about this and watch it on YouTube, the more I'm learning that I'm gonna just start making my own, so I can have an endless amount. The next batch are gonna be homemade, and they just work 24/7. So there's that. And again, this is all going in cash bucket, so that we have a secondary way of catching food. Obviously, if we catch a rabbit or whatever, we're going to eat it before we dig into the cans of soup and stuff. So, you know, you always want to, if you catch something, you want to eat it first. One, because you have to eat it while it's fresh, and there's no storage there. So, you know, it'll go bad if you don't, or you make jerky out of it or whatever. If we got to get if we catch a javelina, and we would have to definitely try to cure it, make jerky out of it. You know, air dried jerky, the old-fashioned way. Yeah, that's getting more and more of the cash. The next thing going into the cash pile is fire starter. Now, yeah, everybody likes to do the cotton ball and Vaseline stuff, and that's fine if you got it. This stuff is so cheap that it's kind of ridiculous not to get it. This was $5 or $3, something like that. I'll give you another screenshot of it. $3 or $4 for 24 cubes. And each one of these cubes, I know for a fact, will burn for about 10 minutes. And if you just strike it with a spark, it's going to light, wet, or dry. This is basically wet dry. Okay, the little packs of wet dry survival crap that you buy. But you could get this on Amazon, or you go to Home Depot and you get it for like $5, and you get 24 cubes of it. It's way cheaper than wet dry or wet fire or whatever you guys want to call it. I'm going to vacuum seal these too, because they will dry out if they get exposed. And if they're in the ground for any length of time, who knows how long they might be there. So right now I've got 3 packs of these. I want to try to put one of these, a 24 pack, in each bucket. So I need to get a couple more packs of those. And so I think that's pretty much it. You know, we did show you the Hiker Pro, the Catadine, Camelback, you know, the water filters, shit like that. You know, this stuff takes a little bit of time to accumulate. You know, 10 pounds for a bag, you know, 25-pound bag of rice, 15 pounds or $15 for the 25 pounds of beans, and then you got to buy the bags. These aren't super cheap. I had to get a new vacuum seal. The Muka. Yeah, this one works really well. Works really good. So far, it works like a champ. Well, so did that Ziploc. This was like $4 cheaper than the Ziploc. And this actually had 5 stars. The Ziploc only had 4.5. And so far, I've been pretty pleased with it. So, you know, over a couple of weeks' time, you know, just acquired some buckets, some food, the traps, the snares, the bags, the fire starter. You know, you get the idea. I also have to get some ammo loaded up here, bagged. Everything has to be airtight, 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 airtight. Even though it's in a bucket, it's going to be a sealed bucket. You just want everything extra protected. So you've got to tighten, you know, or you've got to vacuum seal everything. So I'm going to be vacuum sealing all day long out here, cutting more bags for beans. I actually have another bag, another 50 pounds in the house. I want to vacuum seal that shit too, so that way I don't have to worry about it being stored. I don't like them in the bags like that. The rodents can get to it. But it's tedious. It takes a long time. I got to cut the bags, and you got to seal the bags, and then you got to load the bags, and you got to reseal them. And, it just takes some time to do that. So I got time this Saturday. We're going to vacuum seal and get things ready. But cache video coming up, or more cache videos. We're going to get into TCP and I are going to do a couple together and start loading buckets and getting that squared away. I'm not even sure I want to use a bucket, quite honestly. You're a little limited on what you can do with it and what you can load in it. I'm thinking more of the storage containers, like my shooting boxes. They're not as airtight as those are, but if we seal it good, shrink wrap it, or use some moving tape, or I don't know, some way to seal the tops of those things, you get a lot more in those than you will in a bucket. But you have to dig a bigger spot too. So I don't have one empty. Everything is loaded, and so I can't just bring one to the table. TCP is going to stop by Winco and grab a couple more water jugs so that we've got some more to bury. And that's so much for the update. That's it for now. I think that's all. If I can think of something else, I'll let you know down the road. But I'll have to go and get annotate the or show you the screenshot of the Amazon, the traps and the snares, and the Weber deals here. Gotta go get those online and edit this thing. Oh, my fucking hip. Ugh. So I got a little bit of editing to do real quick to just give you this 20-minute update. So hope you enjoy your Saturday. Have a good time. Stay safe out there. Keep your powder dry. And with that, I'm out.